Hello, this is Mensaflow. We're going to do a little tutorial here on email automation using the Mensaflow server, which includes the N8N workflow, which is what you're seeing here. We're going to send it a couple test messages here with email and see if we can read it and process it accordingly. I've got a little bit of challenge here because we have limited number of emails. We've got to set up each email, the IMAP, and then send out to the administrator email and as well as to the client. So this is why when you email for example, info@yourcompany.com, and it'll send you back an email automatically, not just a hello, I'm on vacation, I'll respond when I'm ready, but rather an intelligent email answering specific questions. Now we're going to do this in a mock format. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start up now you can set this up to run all the time, but I'm just going to do a simple test of the workflow in single mode here. And as you can see, I'm already looking for emails coming into this IMAP account. We'll show a little bit more detail later. And we read the email, clean it. We wait a little bit so we don't flood, make sure people don't flood my email system all the time. And then I first do an AI, analyze the demand. Is it a support? Is it a sales? Or is it, I just don't know because it's hard to tell with the email. It could be a spam email coming in. Wait a bit. We then see what type it is. And then the top row here is to handle the sales. And then we do a second query to the LLM to handle the request for the email and compose a reasonable email and then send it to the admin and the client. And then here's the support line here, same thing, except this time we're looking for support, and we can query. We have a special prompt for querying for support. And if we don't know, it's kind of a generic thing, and we'll just give them a generic email. And so that's kind of the workflow. Of course, this can get really complicated and more precise depending on the prompts you use and the workflow you may use, but this is just a sample what you can do. So let's let it rip here. First off, we're going to try and again, I'm hiding the sender. I'm just showing you this is kind of a fake email I set up here. Tom Williams is not a real person, and it says, "I request a product list. Thank you, Tom Williams," which is nobody. So anyway, let's go ahead and send the email and see what happens. And as you can see, it's working its way down the workflow there, and it was a sales, and it sends out the proper emails. As you can see that. Now let's send a support request here to see that it handles it slightly different. Okay, it's a solar panel company. I'm not going to show the actual client name because obviously it's someone that we don't want to share because obviously for security reasons here. My solar panel is broke, so let's send that and see if it goes down to support. We'll execute the workflow again to see where it goes, and there it's going down the work path there, and this time it's a support. You see it goes down the support leg, and he's analyzing the support request and he sends out the email. So basically that's an automated email system, and again these are intelligent emails, and we'll take a look at these here, and you can see the emails coming in on the sound there. Let's see what happens. So you can see here's the email coming in here, and the response came back to my email that I sent in. And you can see that it's actually coming on the service, which is services Vonta's sales. Here, this is a sales request. Give me your product list, and I'm hiding the name of the company here, but it basically gives me the product list that it gives me that the person asked for, and I've blocked out some of the details there, so you can see how that works. This was this email for the support. You can see this is a service with support. My solar panel is broke. Please give me support. Information, of course this was in French, and you can see that this is coming again for the support and tells you what you can do. So that's all coming out of the LLM. So it gives you a way to do both sales and support. So this is quite interesting, and of course this can get this kind of a basic emails response system. And of course, you can the prompts you put in and how you respond can be based upon the RAG and what information. If you have certain support things that you want to respond, you can put that into your vector database, and it'll respond accordingly. Now we'll look under the hood a little bit here in terms of how this was set up in N8N. I'm not going to show you everything, but just give an idea here. This was the IMAP. And of course, you set up a simple IMAP. This was the Tom Williams account, and it basically sets up the IMAP to read it, clean the email up. This was the first query, I'm kind of hiding the exact identity here. We used the provider Minstrel, the model, and this was kind of the prompt, and we input the messages, and you can see what you're going to respond to the client. So you can see that was the first analysis, and you're basically asking to give me a response of sales, support, or in Canoe, which is don't know. And so that's basically gives it to the if statement to then branch out, and then we can actually go in, clean up, do some JavaScript cleanup. But you can see the prompt here, analyze the text, and this was the input text, asking for assistance, etc., etc. So this is the response to analyze the sales. It's very similar except for the support. And I blocked out the references to the actual company here, but you can see that this is, you send it the prompt to Minstrel. This is using an API service, so that's how that works. Clean up the message, and then you send out the email according both to the client. You can see here we can format the email in HTML and it spits it out. So there you go. That basically is how you can automate it. I'm sorry, I had to kind of limit some of the data there to protect the innocent, but I think you get the picture there. The sky's the limit on these workflows, so it depends on how you want them to work and how you set up your AI and your prompts. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video on the way out.